Channeling Debbie today. This one's all about the girl power. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. I am definitely in the minority of British human beings in general because I really liked school. I had a really great time. Don't get me wrong, it was outrageously stressful with crippling academic pressure on my prepubescent shoulders, and it was definitely sprinkled with the plastics personified, who made a lot of girls' lives probably a living hell for many years. Thanks for that. But overall, I had a blast. I peaked when I was about 16, to be honest. It's all been very much downhill for the past 10 years. But as well as all the great stuff that school did for me, kind of put me in a good, strong academic position to send me off on my way to university. Didn't go too well because I dropped out the first year, but we'll talk about that another time. And obviously gave me great friends, gave me great prospects for my future, yada yada yada. But I do blame school for the fact that even now, in my mid-20s, I feel cripplingly awkward in most social situations. And the fact is, I went to an all-girls school. Yep. There you go, that explains a lot really, doesn't it? As I said, I'm in my mid-20s now. It's been a good 8 years since I left sixth form when I was 18, and to this day I still don't really know how to talk to the opposite sex at all. So as well as the general lack of male interaction in my life, here's some things that you'll probably be able to relate to if you went to a girls' school, or that you might never have really considered if you went to a mixed school. Sex stories that get spread around an all-girls school are almost 99.9% certainly not true, especially any ones that happen to involve poo or blood. There was one that went around my school about a girl that had bled all over someone's parents' new white couch. There was many stories about girls that had pooed themselves. Almost certainly not true, were they? Fun fact, it is scientifically possible to have several periods a month when it comes to PE lessons. Oh, sorry miss, I've got really bad cramps and I don't really want to risk being hit by the netball in the uterus. Oh miss, I'm really heavy this month, so I just don't really want to be like put in an awkward position during lacrosse. Genuine excuses that were used at my school. A rule that I live by to this day: there's absolutely no shame in pulling your tights up in public. Same goes for adjusting bras and pulling out wedgies. I feel like girls who went to an all-girls school have unreasonable expectations of people being fine with you just pulling your tights up in public. I do it all the time and then forget that actually I'm not in the common room anymore. I'm standing on the tube platform just hoisting my waistband up. The matching boys' school to my girls' school was a bit like Mordor. A truly terrifying, uncharted land of weird creatures that smelled like lynx and had very bizarre haircuts. I never spoke to them, I was terrified of them. They were basically orcs to me at that point, still are, very much so. Any tampons or pads that you happen to have on your person are communally available at all times. If you buy a box of tampons, you might think that you're buying them for yourself, but you're actually kind of investing in them communally for all of your friends, and even people that you've not really spoken to before. Anyone got a tampon? Yeah, but they're not the ones with the applicator. Yeah, that's fine. Cheers, mate. Never spoken to you before. Regina George is very much real, and you will fear her unconditionally every single day for your entire school career. But then once you leave school, she'll disappear into obscurity, get some mediocre job. You'll probably delete her off Facebook, and then you'll forget that she ever existed. Nothing is sacred or secret when it comes to your life being shared around a girls' school. You might think that your love life is there to enjoy on a personal, private level, but it's actually to provide everyone with news and gossip for the coming weeks. Did you do anything? Is probably the most commonly asked question when you get to around the age of 16, 17, 18, and your deepest, darkest secrets will probably be revealed. And not just revealed, they'll be so hideously embellished that they'll become so contorted and bizarre that you'll have no idea how this giant game of Chinese whispers could ever have become so weird. But don't worry about it too much, because people will forget it by next week because someone will bleed on a couch. The ultimate sign that you'd managed to piss off a teacher. Ladies! Girls, if you're in slightly less trouble. Girls can be just as disgusting as boys, if not more disgusting. Probably more disgusting. Detailed sex discussion, detailed poo discussion, detailed period discussion, just detailed general bodily fluid and smells discussion every single day at any given moment, probably over lunch. You've never seen hysteria until you've seen the day of the BCG/HPV vaccine. People fainting, screaming and crying in the corridors, people like shrieking that it's the biggest needle they've ever seen and it's probably going to kill them. Utter chaos. You will learn that you don't ever really need to shave your legs. Ever. Unless it's a really special occasion. The general rule that I remember sticking to at school was that if I could feel the leg hair poking through my thick black tights, it was probably time to give it a shave. But at a girls' school you can always just ask your mate to give your legs a bit of like a stroke and tell you how prickly they are on a scale of like 1 to 10. You will have been called a lesbian at least once in your life, and you probably will have been known as the lesbian school. Accurate for some, stereotype for others. You were forever campaigning for the right to wear trousers. What year do we live in, miss? Why are we still being forced to wear skirts on a daily basis? But then you realise that actually the trousers available to you on a school uniform weren't kind of like flattering skinny jeans that made your bum look really good. They were actually like really unflattering flared suit trousers in a very strange kind of bobbly polyester. And then once you discovered that fact, you probably weren't that bothered really. Gender norms were pretty much scrapped from the first day of year 7. All the people in charge of things were girls, all the crazy geniuses in maths and science were girls, all the ones getting into regular fights, swearing their heads off at teachers, all girls. The ones sitting in the back of the classroom making fart noises, girls. Girls, girls, girls. At all times. People talking about you behind your back hurts more than a physical fight. And slut, bitch, slag, etc, etc are not cool insults to use against a fellow female human being. No one knows that more than girls who've been to an all-girls school and heard it used about each other several million times a day. It's all very Mrs. Norbury. You've got to stop calling each other sluts and whores. It only makes it okay for guys to call you all sluts and whores. Words of wisdom. The whole no distractions when boys aren't around thing, which is often an argument used to keep girls' schools going, is total BS, because boys aren't the best distraction anyway. Not everyone fancies boys for one. Plus there's also snacks, lunchtime options, general life gossip, last night's episode of Geordie Shore, general discussion to have in the middle of a French lesson, not just boys. If anything, boys are the least interesting distraction of all the above that I just mentioned. All intense private conversations were to be had in those very weird kind of back toilets at the end of the building that no one ever went into. There was never any weeing, just a lot of crying and a lot of intense discussion in those toilets. Hair ties and baubles are precious currency that must be shared with your loved ones in times of need. Same goes for Kirby grips, hairbands, tampons, as I said before. And last but not least, going to an all-girls school ties you to your best girlfriends for life. Mainly because they're the only ones that can ever understand your deep-rooted weirdness, thanks to all the aforementioned things in this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you a bit of a lol. I actually had a really fun time writing it, thinking about all the weird stuff that used to happen at school. It's weird, isn't it, when you're in that bubble of school for so many years and it feels like nothing will ever exist beyond that, and here we are. That was a long time ago. I mean, it's a lot of estrogen to have been surrounded with for a solid 15 years. If you enjoyed this little video, then please do give it a thumbs up. It would be very appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll put those fancy new bubbles here, shall I? You can click my face around here somewhere and that will let you subscribe to me. Or why don't you watch my last video? Look, it's in a box. It's very easy. I am absolutely starving now. I'm actually a bit hungover while I'm filming this. I'll let you into a little secret there. So I'm gonna go and find some sausages. Which is a phrase said a lot at a girls' school. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you guys next time.